Okay, so today excuse me, I got the MkII installed in its case. Pulled back a bit. I know it's terribly dark. I need to get a spotlight or something in here. But you can see on the back, hopefully, let me turn this little thing's light on. Maybe that'll be a bit better. Yeah, you can see it's installed in the case. It was a real pain in the ass to cut the case in half because I needed it so that this surface is flush against the window, because the RFID board, this little fella, has to be as close to the window as possible. Now I'm hoping the depth I've left, the RFID will work. If not, then I'm going to have to trim a little bit more off the plastic case, which is not a big deal really, just messy and time consuming. And the front, which you can't really see anything of until I press a button. There it lights up saying door is open, and now it's reset itself. Created a hole for the power supply. Looking at my front door, the glass panel to the left of the front door coming into the house is wooden framed, so I'll end up drilling a couple of little holes in here and a couple of little holes up here. That way then I can screw it to the frame in the corner. And then I have to get the big old hammer drill out to put a hole through the wall so I can get power. So there is prototype MkII. Oh, that's better. I still have to put the acrylic sheet across here, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I've got some very light grey acrylic sheet to cover up that damn great big hole I had to make. And it's quite big, but we'll see if it works. Should do. Now I've been working on MkII, and here's MkII. It's a lot smaller, as you can see by my hand. It's going to use a 2.8-inch colour touchscreen. See if I can find some more light here. There we go. And it's using the Mega board, which is mega. Just because it has an awful lot more I/O lines. Lots, and a lot more memory. So that's it so far. We've got the DC-DC converter mounted on the bottom, and here is the power in, and I'll connect that header to a regular round power connector which will just go through the case. One of the things they did with the Mega, which is rather annoying, is that they gave you all these extra pins and connectors, but if you're using a touch screen shield, all the power lines are here. There's your 3.3, your 5 volts, your grounds and your V in, but nowhere else. Out of all these connectors they could have used, they did not put extra connectors for power. So that means I'm going to have to solder on the bottom of the Mega a little cable and connect it to a series of pins like I did with the old display board, so that I can plug it into the motherboard, the Vera board. I've mounted on the RFID tag, which of course is meant to go flush against the window, or as near as flush as possible. And currently I'm just using jumpers to check it out. But until I put that header on, I'm stuck because I can't get the power and 3.3 volts and the 5 volts. And the RFID tag reader uses 3.3. The SD card works fine. You can just make it out there between the two connectors. It's actually on the back of the display board, which was rather handy. And I'm going to connect it up to this little piece of breadboard with all the other parts I need. There's not really much. I've got the relay card. That's it really, because there is no push button, because I'm using the touchscreen. Now this handy little board came in a few days ago actually. Let me see if I can focus it a bit. It's a little power board. You can use USB or wall transformer power. And then on these breadboards you've got your power strips running along here and again at the top here. And these jumpers allow you to select what voltage these power buses will be. So in my case I've selected this one to be 3.3 volts and this one over here to be 5 volts. And comes with a little handy on-off switch, which is nice, and for the sake of, I think it was 90 something p, so that's what, about $1.50 maybe. And that's as far as I got so far. These two loose wires will actually go into here and pick up the 3.3 volts and the ground. But until I get that header done, I'm stuck. So maybe that's tomorrow's effort. But unfortunately my lovely Weller-like soldering iron died just shy of 3 months. And I hadn't really used it that much. I built an oscilloscope and a few little projects. I contacted the seller on eBay and they said, "Well, so sorry, but the warranty ran out 3 months." Then I had to remind him, thankfully, that the first order went missing and the subsequent order arrived under 3 months. So the next email was, "We don't have any in stock and we don't know when they'll be in stock. Go have a look at what we've got." Well, nothing what we got was what I wanted. So I just told him to send me a new one when it gets stock. So we'll see what happens. In the interim I've gone to MkII Electronics and bought another one which isn't here yet. So we carry on. Sometimes the stuff from China is good, sometimes it's not.